This conference will now be recorded.
All right. I'm going to mute everybody right now. And then I will open up the microphones here in just a little bit. But I want to welcome everybody on the call. This is our October Leadership Roundtable. We're going to talk about some time management. I know that it has been roughly a week since our new leaders have set sail and taken flight of the chapters, and we're going to try to give you some tips and tools to use as far as time management. I know when I was in the leadership position, I felt like, oh my gosh, this is all I do. But there's ways that you can work it and it not consume so much of your time. And that is what we're going to focus on today. So here, let me see if I can get there we go. So welcome new leaders. I did send this link out to all the incoming presidents, vice presidents, secretary treasurers. Every single member is welcome to be on this call. It is one of the requirements for the leadership position. So I'm hoping all of the secretary treasurers, the vice presidents, and the presidents are on this call. If not, we will definitely have to get them in the loop on the information that we've passed here. So just some introductions to everyone so everybody knows who everybody is. Ivan Meisner is our founder and Chief Visionary Officer of BNI. Graham Weinmiller actually is the CEO and who runs BNI Global. We also have Dave Driscoll, which is our Regional Director of BNI of the Ozarks, and we're proud to be under his leadership right now. We do have a regional team, which consists of myself, which is in Southeast Missouri, Conway and Jonesboro area of Arkansas. We have Dustin Latchford in Central Arkansas, Winnie DeWitt over in Western Arkansas, Angie Johnson Posey, who is in the Springfield Joplin area, and Casey Howell is in the upper central Missouri region. We also have support directors for our Ozarks team, specifically our Ozarks East team. We have Selena Ulasewicz with Impact Life Coaching. We are going to hear from her in just a little bit. We are also going to hear from Karen Moner, who is with Dakota Growth Alliance. And then we have Megan Frank, who is in the Cape Girardeau area, and she is on board all things HR. We have a team of ambassadors. We have Jerry Baker with Mary Kay Cosmetics, Marsha McKinney with Modern Woodman Financial Services, Rita Woodward with Young Living Essential Oils, Kathy Menz with Kathy's Flowers, and Greg Vaughn with Media Leaf. So you see those guys in your chapters on a regular basis. We do have our core values, and I did ask if Marsha is on the call and you remembered, I was going to ask you if you would tell us what your favorite core value is and why it is you've chose that core value. So Marsha, I'm going to unmute you. You will have to unmute yourself there. So Marsha, go ahead.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. To me, it is accountability. So I know for myself, and Barbara, you and Selena both can attest to this in some of the coaching things we've done with her. I have to have accountability from other people more than just myself. And so that to me is one of the best things about BNI is that we are held accountable. And in my chapter, they put our key success drivers, I know they're called something different now, but anyway, up on a spreadsheet every meeting so we can see where we're succeeding and where we're not, and not only us, but everyone else in our chapter can as well. So that's something that I think is real important and something that I really need.
Okay, thank you, Marsha. Marsha happens to be one of our ambassadors as well, so you guys will be seeing her in chapters in the Conway area. So thank you so much. Okay, so our Power of One, the October report just came out like last night, and I just sent this to all of the chapter members. I want to congratulate JD Webster with River City Networkers, Ryan Mayfield with Conway Name Droppers, and Darlene Leonard Reed with Saxton Synergy. You guys were 100% status for this brand new set of Power of One reports that just came out. And what does it take to get that 100% status? One-to-one with somebody in BNI once per week. It can be in your chapter, cross chapter. You need to attend a meeting per week because we strive for 100% attendance. One referral per week, whether it be somebody in your chapter, cross chapter, all of those qualify as long as you're passing referrals at least once per week. One chapter education unit per week and one visitor per month. That's what gets you into the 100% club. And I'm going to brag just a minute on Ryan Mayfield because Ryan is one of our newer members. He gets it, and he has been in BNI for 2 months because he's been on 2 traffic lights or 2 Power of One reports, and he has been 100% status since he has become a member. So I want you to give a virtual round of applause for Ryan. And Ryan, we have your name badge, and I added a little something extra to your name badge when you get it. So congratulations there. There we go. So chapter recognition. So Ryan, there's your name badge. I have made tons of name badges this weekend, and I will be delivering those across all the chapters. So Ryan, you're going to be one of the first people who gets the little green stars on your name badge. And we have an incentive program. Once you've achieved 12 green stars and you've been on 12 different Power of One reports, we are going to get you a fancy schmancy name tag, not one of just the little regular ones, but we will order you one that is a lot nicer and it kind of stands out just a little bit more. So Ryan, you are there, and of course I'm going to get JD and Darlene. You're going to start your green stars as well. So congratulations for you guys. And chapter recognition, if you have great things going on with members in your chapter, send me that information so we can highlight you on the monthly calls and let everybody know the great stuff that's happening. So I want to bring attention to the new members that we've had this summer, and I'm hoping that I got everybody, but we've had so many new members join BNI just in the Ozarks East region this summer, and congratulations for you guys for taking that step and bettering your lives, growing your business, making more money, and making those connections. If you utilize the tools that are set in front of you, then you will make great friends, great connections, and you should naturally see your business grow as well. So regional administrative announcements, we want to celebrate you. So send photos, post them on Facebook, new members, renewing members, achievements, both inside BNI, personal business related, because this is all about bringing recognition to you guys and what your businesses are and things that are going to help you grow. So definitely share that. Support directors, if you're on the call, ambassadors, if you're on the call, take pictures when you go and visit your chapters. That way we can highlight all the chapters and the members. As of right now, membership immediate resolution needed. We don't have anybody who's late as of right now, and I think I tried to comb through all of the reports, but they have kind of stuck to the if you're late, it's too bad. You've got the late fee. So we don't want anybody to fall through the cracks. I hope everybody who was due for October 1st has gotten renewed and everything. So if you have trouble getting the process done of renewing, entering applications, things like that, please reach out to your support directors, reach out to me as your area director. We will help you get that stuff done. Just don't leave it on the back burner. And if you don't hear from me, ask me again, because sometimes email falls through the black hole. I'm not going to say that I try not to stay on top of it, because I do, but I have like a ton of email that comes in, and every now and then one slips by me and I don't see it. So just to keep on top of renewals, For November 1st, we have Caitlin, John, Becky, Terry, Jim, Zane. I think I need to take you off of that list if you're on the call. So I think I need to take you off of the list. But Adam, Corey, Connie, Michelle, all coming up November 1st. We want to be sure to start that process of renewing. The membership committee needs to do their due diligence, saying, hey, are we renewing? Are we not? Are we, what do we need to do and what steps? So making that payment online, sending in the copy of the receipt, doing that application online, because they are very online focused now. And it is a lot easier if you have to get a check, a corporate check. There is a process that we need to follow in order to make sure we put that information in and the checks don't get lost in the mail. So those that are responsible for handling that part of the renewal process, just get with me. We are going to do some extra training and tips for people in those positions. That way you know what happens with it all. So your foundation for BNI and helping you get a great start is the Member Success Program training. This is predominantly done in BNI University now. These are the people, when I pull the report, that have not done the Member Success Program training. You guys get it done, and it will actually help you build that foundation in utilizing BNI to the best of your ability. Now, the downfall to this is BNI Connect, I pull this report, it does not talk to BNI University. So if you've done it and you have that completion certificate, let me know. And then we can go in and manually put that information in BNI Connect so it shows that you've had the training. But as of right now, I want to give a kudos to Profit Master, Sykeston Synergy, and Conway Natural Networkers. Every member in your chapter has gone through the Member Success Program training. What we really want to focus on are the new people, making sure that they really get a handle on how BNI can help them in growing their business. I know that Conway Elite, that list is probably off just a little bit because Selena has done training with them in chapter. So there may be a few things that I need to go in and tweak, but this is what the report that I pulled on the 4th looked like. Educational moment. Here is something new that is BNI Global worldwide that we really haven't practiced so much here because we want everybody who visits our chapters to feel very welcome. But did you know your educational moment and your sales manager moment and asking for referrals, that is a privilege of being a member. So visitors technically should not do a sales manager moment. We need to have the visitors feel very welcome. We need to show them what BNI can do for them and how it can add to their business. But really what they should do when they visit is when it comes time, they are going to stay up, say their name, say what business they are from, and they can say, thank you for allowing me to visit. But they should not actually do a sales manager moment because that is a right reserved for members because you've paid for everybody to hear your sales manager moment and the visitors haven't earned that right yet. So this may be something that's going to take some time to transition, especially people who have visited different chapters. When you are visiting other chapters, you're doing some cross-chapter networking and visiting other chapters, you need to be very, very cautious of doing a sales manager moment because they may have somebody in that chapter that does the same thing you do. And you don't want to step on their toes because that is their chair, their chapter. You're there as a visitor. Now, when you're having private individual conversations with people, it's perfectly fine to talk about it. But best practice is sales manager moments are reserved for members. So that is something new that we haven't done in the past. So we're going to get into what our real purpose of today's meeting is, and that is time management. So who has time? Who needs more time? Is 15 minutes per day doable for you to devote to BNI and helping market your business and helping market the business of the people who are in your chapter? That is the premise of what we're going to talk about. And Tim Roberts, which is our national director, he has a great podcast, and it's not the older Ivan Meisner podcast, but episode 161, I invest time to be effective. 15 minutes per day to grow your business efficient and effective. And that's where I wanted to kind of pull in Karen and Selena, because they both work in life coaching, helping people grow. Um, I don't, Karen, I may ask you to go first because I don't, well, I do see Selena. Selena, where are you at in the pickup and the drop off? Is it now or would you like to go second? That is the question. I'm going to unmute Selena and Karen. Karen, I see your microphone already open. So let's go ahead and start with you. Karen, what are some tips and tricks you would give people who are stepping into a leadership position? Because time is changing, time is shifting when you take that role.
Yeah, thanks, Barbara. Hi, everybody. I'm Karen Monnier, and I have Dakota Growth Alliance. I'm an international coach, speaker, and trainer specializing in business leadership and personal growth and business development. And time management for me is very critical because I said the word international because I do have other clients across the seas. I actually opened a leadership center in India with somebody. So time management is of essence to me. But one thing I want to stress is that time management is kind of a misnomer, I guess. We're really managing our priorities because we've all had the same amount of time in the day. We all have the exact same amount. We can't manage time because you can't increase it or decrease it, but you can manage your priorities. And that's the one thing I wanted to stress. So take a look. If any tips that I have today is take a look at everything that you have to do. Do you set a schedule? If you do, is it realistic? Set goals, keep them smart. You want to keep your goals specific and measurable, attainable, realistic, and set a time frame to them. And actually clarify your priorities by what is the most important thing you need to accomplish. Look at all your priorities that you have. Is there something that you can delegate to other people? If not, then set your goals and keep a to-do list and check them off as you get them done. Do you evaluate your progress regularly? Take refreshing breaks, because I know sometimes if you get overwhelmed, if you just step away from your desk and come back, then you actually can feel a little bit better and gain some momentum. Do you track your time? Because I have to track my time to make sure that I know exactly where I'm at, what I'm doing, and what I need to get done for the day. Is there things that you can batch together so that you can complete them more efficiently? And look around your workspace. Is it organized neatly that to make you more productive? I know some people, and it gets into personality styles, some people likes the chaos and they can do more better when it's chaotic. I like to have things organized and neat or I can't be productive. So those are some of the tips that I have for today. Selena may have some other insights on that, but again, it's all about your priorities. You're not managing your time, you're managing your priorities. And if it seems like you don't have enough time in the day, I always look at my PTWs, and everybody asks what the PTW, that's my personal time wasters. How much time am I wasting on social media that's not focused on my business? How much time am I wasted in front of a TV? Can I be doing something different? So I have to look at those things as well.
Thank you, Karen. And I should also preface one thing is both Selena and Karen are coming out of vice president positions. So they have been there where a lot of you guys are going. Selena, do you have something to add? I know that I have done a lot of workshops and book clubs with Selena, and she has a wealth of knowledge as well on expanding what Karen just talked about as far as scheduling. So Selena, I'm turning it over to you for a second. And Are you there? We may be having some technical difficulties. Hang on just a second. Okay, so we may come back to Selena here in just a moment. It's a great thing to have technical difficulties early, first thing in the morning. So if she pops in, then we'll come back to her. So success, what keeps you from reaching your goals and being successful? What are the things that step in the way, so to speak? And Tim Roberts does address a few of those things when you be very, very intentional in your 15 minutes a day to grow your business, because it's not just about you and your business, it's about your whole BNI chapter, because it is that giver's gain mentality. And I think he says it very, very well. So you will have information to go beyond this leadership roundtable today, to go and listen, look, and be sure to log those chapter education units for going and listening to those additional podcasts. We do have another one, get value for your time, and this is something that I think even Karen has touched on. We need to be very deliberate in our time. Use your time to increase your visibility in the community. How many of you guys are part of the Chamber of Commerce? And I know that a lot of people that I see on the call today are up in the Cape area. And I want to brag on the SEMO area, because you guys, I feel like I've never seen the value in being a member of the Chamber of Commerce and really participating, because you guys really do heavily get involved in the first and third Friday coffees in the Jackson, the Cape area. I know that a lot of Saxton members belong to the Cape Chambers. We have chambers in Conway and Jonesboro, but I don't hear people talk about it quite as much in those areas. I myself am a member of both Jonesboro and Conway, but I think I have decreased my visibility, and I'm not going to those functions, and I'm losing out by not participating in that. So take those opportunities and present yourself, partner up with another BNI member, and support one another in the community, and make yourselves both visible. So have like an accountability partner, like Marsha was talking about, having that accountability piece. So when you leaders that are taking over, be prepared. Your leadership success meetings are very agenda oriented. When you guys meet to have power team contact sphere meetings, it's very agenda oriented. Yes, you want to visit, you want to, learn about one another, but you're meeting up for a purpose. So use those meetings and use those agendas, one-to-one meetings. If you are new to BNI, or you are one of those people that seems to, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have time, or I'm struggling finding the time, make it very, very task oriented. Use your gains exchange and use your one-to-one worksheet. That keeps you on topic. It keeps you very focused. That way you can have a very productive 15-minute meeting versus wasting half of the time talking for an hour. If you're very, very focused and you have an agenda, and these are the things you want to know, these are the things that you need to know, then you, by all means, use those agenda pieces, use those tools that are out there. Take the lead. Who is in your room? Go above and beyond to prove yourself. Those people who are stepping in these leader positions, you are the leader. You are leading your chapter. You are leading them, so lead by example. You are going to be in front of the room, and some people say, well, I don't sure I want to be in the front of the room. It might hurt my credibility. We have an agenda. We have policies. We have procedures. They can't take it personally against you. And a lot of people are afraid to step up and take that role. But the thing is we have the policies and procedures. There's nothing new that you are creating as the leader. You are trying to keep everybody on target. So we posed a couple of challenges to a couple of different chapters when we did the chapter success training. And it starts with you. It starts with the leaders and turning your chapter around. It starts with you and making your chapter look better than a lot of the others. So the thing is, are you logging? Are you having that power of one report? Does it look really good and green? Are you getting the most out of it? So that's part of being a leader, is definitely taking time to build your confidence and recognize those opportunities. You're building trust with members. And we have what is called the referral confidence curve. And I think they put it very, very well in this podcast. And you can go into BNI University and search for the referral confidence curve. And it has this illustration. And the illustration, it's so much clearer than the old confidence curve that was in the old member success program manuals. It really hits home that once you become more confident in your sales manager moments, once you are more confident in standing up in front of the room, leading a meeting, providing your reports, that you gain a lot more trust in your chapter members because you're up there every single week speaking to everybody. So that's another resource that you can take and look at. So leadership resources. This is another thing that is newer. It has been up and available, but we're really starting to utilize this. If you will go to BNI of the Ozarks, you have a member and leadership team resources tab. This is going to get you a link to do everything that you possibly need to do in your leadership roles. It will bring up a window like this, and you can renew and pay through BNI Connect. It has a segment for VPs to submit a new member application. It has a request to drop a member form. They are going to take away the drop member function in BNI Connect, where you're now going to have to go through this process in order to drop people from the chapter. If you've accidentally dropped somebody that shouldn't have been dropped, or you need to submit a declined application that they need to keep track of, there is a link for that as well. If you need to order chapter supplies, there is a link to do it here, but I'm going to tell you this is one of the worst links ever. The reason is because you put in your information that you want, and it goes to Dave Driscoll, and Dave Driscoll forwards it to me. So the best thing to do is, if you need chapter supplies, email me directly. That way that I can get those. I know that Conway Elite, I do have a pile of stuff that I'm going to drop off this morning to Jimmy's office. New member kits, name badges, things like that. Jonesboro, I'm coming to see you guys tomorrow morning. And Tamara has requested name badges for certain people. I've got all of those done. I am going to make stops in Poplar Bluff tomorrow, Soxton tomorrow. So if you need specific supplies, get me that list today, because I'm packing my car up tonight. And when I head out tomorrow, I will be dropping supplies off along the way. I'm going to leave like a breadcrumb trail of BNI supplies. If you have questions about BNI Connect, your mobile app, there is a little secret. It's called a question mark. That is another thing that is available for you guys to utilize. And this is it right here. Oh, hang on. Of course, I got logged out of here. Hang on, let me get logged back in. So if you have questions about anything that might stump you in BNI Connect, you have this little question mark, and it's the help. You can go here, start typing in the question or keywords of what you have questions about. And it should pop up and give you that information. Oh, dang. Too many login attempts. Well, that's not right because it's not even trying to use the correct email address. But these question marks right here, how to review, how to print your weekly slips, you can click here and it will take you through a step-by-step direction of how to do something. If you go to chapter shortcuts, this menu can be changed. These are some of the quick reference tabs that I do. You can actually hit this configure and change your shortcuts that show up here. So those of you who enter the poems, if you are unsure how to do that, hit the question mark and you get a step-by-step guide. How many of you enter visitors? Again, here's a quick reference guide. Hit that little question mark and it will take you step by step how to do it. So those are some things that we don't utilize very often that are out there for your support as well. Events, go to bnioftheozarks.com and you have an event tab. And this shows you all of the things that we have coming up. There are, look for keywords like Conway, Jonesboro, SEMO, because that is me and that is our territory. You can see that we're having our leadership roundtable here. Northwest Arkansas is doing theirs on Friday. New members, every Thursday, there is a webinar for new member onboarding that can help out with those people. So go look at that calendar. Where am I going to be? I had a miscommunication and didn't read my email thoroughly, and Saxton has an evening event and not their regular early morning chapter meeting tomorrow. So I am going to be in Jonesboro instead of Saxton tomorrow. I will stop in Saxton. And if you guys want to have a one-to-one with me, have coffee, maybe lunch, a mentoring appointment, just let me know. Since my schedule has changed a little bit, I'm going to be delivering supplies to all the areas. I'm going to be in Conway next week. And then, of course, I'm going to visit B2B in Jonesboro. So, Janie, I'm going to meet up with you tomorrow while I'm in Jonesboro, but then I'm coming to y'all's meeting on the 31st, and I'm going to stay afterwards. If anybody wants any mentoring, one-to-one, anything that I can do to help you guys. So for November, we are going to have our leadership roundtable on November the 4th. Again, I'm going to be in the Jonesboro area for advanced training. On the 6th, I'm going to be in the SEMO area at the Osage Center for advanced training. I will also stay after for any mentoring, one-to-ones, going over the passport to success with any of the new members. And then the following week, I'm going to be in the SEMO area, Bluff. So you guys can meet up with me. We can do some mentoring. We can do some one-to-ones while I'm in town. That would be great. Selena, can we hear you yet? Now I'm not even seeing Selena on the phone. She may have gotten kicked off. So I want you guys to go through and lead intentionally. You guys are the face of your chapters. So go lead intentionally, be a good example. If you have any question about, hey, why am I doing this? What is this for? Don't hesitate to ask. Ask your support directors because Karen, Selena, Megan, they are going to be a huge asset for you guys in your chapters. They also have under them Oh, Selena is on the phone and she can't make it work. Selena, we will get you to talk next time for, I forget the topic, but we will have you talk to us next time since you can't get on there today. So definitely simplify, lead intentionally. And if you have any questions, now what I was saying is the support directors, they also have a team. So the ambassadors are under the support directors. Um, they will be in the chapters visiting, celebrating, bringing awareness to great things that members are doing. I know if you have a small business, you have done some great things and you are progressing and you're meeting life goals and what you want your business to accomplish, then we want to celebrate you guys. So definitely bring that to attention, because if BNI is working that well, we want to know about it. We want to celebrate it. So our next leadership roundtable is going to be November 4th at 7:30 a.m. We're going to talk about communication. Because that is one of the things that if we have a breakdown in communication, things can tend to go a little sideways and be challenging. So we're going to talk about companies, organizations, communication in reference to BNI and being a part of BNI chapter. So be sure you log one CEU for this meeting this morning. Be sure that if you watch any of the webinars or listen to the podcasts, that you give yourself a CEU for those, because it's not automatic. You're going to have to log in to BNI Connect and do that. We want to see everybody succeed. And what I'm going to do now is open up the mic. If you have any questions whatsoever, this is your time to ask. So you guys,
Barbara,
yes.
this is Laura Moffett in Poplar Bluff City, BNI.
Hey, Laura, what's up this morning?
Well, I have adopted a new puppy, so he is causing havoc this morning while I'm trying to listen. However, I do have one quick question. I sent an email, and I'm not sure that you got it, about the advanced training with Dave Driscoll.
Yes.
My question was, is there maybe a possibility of scheduling something with Bluff City and Sykeston where we meet one morning in between in Dexter? I think we can arrange for a facility and breakfast. If you can talk to Dave and see if he's maybe got a morning open and you've got a morning open where you can come and we can, it's about halfway for both of us. It doesn't kill an entire day for any of us if we maybe can try something like that.
Yes, and I think I responded that yes, we can definitely do that. What I need you to do is try to find a date, probably 2 dates that we can choose from, and a location, and we will try to get that worked into the schedule. What I would like to do is try to get it done in November, if that's doable.
Okay, I will see what we can come up with. And I'm sorry if you responded. I have an email black hole as well.
Yeah, that happens.
But anyway, yeah, I'll see what I can come up with Sykeston and in Dexter on dates, and we will get back with you this week.
Yeah, definitely get that to me, and then we will get it worked in the schedule. No problem.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
All right. Anybody else?
Hey Barbara, this is Leanne in Cape Girardeau.
Hey, Leanne, how are you?
Good. I have a quick question. After
You
I
are
enter,
not fired. You are not fired, sis.
yet, okay. Now that I have to take attendance. So after I enter the Palms report and I submit it, what am I supposed to do next?
That is it. All of that data gets pushed, and that's what comes out on the Power of One report.
Okay.
What we are going to do. So when we did the chapter success training, we gave you more information on on where we would like to go. We gave you the manuals and gave you some thought processes. What I did not even know is headquarters has changed the permissions of what you can and can't do. So I had no idea that they switched the Palms report back to the vice president. So what we will do is do some secretary treasurer only webinar training, and we will do some vice president only webinar training to make sure that you guys are getting what you need in order to do your jobs. But
And then I have two more questions.
okay.
So I had someone say that they were going to submit their application online.
Mm-hmm.
Where would I see that?
There is no way for them to submit it online right now. They can go and pull up a PDF file that's fillable, but they will still have to either email it to you or print it and hand it to you.
Okay. And then I have a current BNI member requesting to switch to our group. How do I handle that?
So they want to transfer from another group.
Yes.
So they will need to fill out an application.
Okay.
They will need to give it to you. Your membership committee will need to do its due diligence on whether or not you're going to accept this person. And since it is a transfer, it also has to have my approval and your support director's approval since they're going from chapter to chapter.
Okay, so application process, support director, and Barbara's approval.
Mm-hmm. And then we could make that switch when it's approved through all of those processes.
Okay. So there's no way for somebody to submit an application online yet, so I need to let that person know that. Okay.
Yeah, they're going to have to either print it or email it to you after they fill it out.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Lynn, you're going to do fine. I'm going to help you the whole step of the way.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? This is your time to pick my brain or anybody else's brain that's on the call. No? I seen Zane on the call a while ago. I think he's already popped off. Zane, if you're still on here, I am going to get with you and try to fill in the gaps of what you missed at the face-to-face training. If you're not on this call, then I'm just talking to an open line. Because I see like 9 callers and it doesn't have a name attached to them. Darlene, I'm going to stop by your office and drop off supplies. So if there's anything specific that you guys need, let me know sometime today so I can get that stuff loaded in the car.
Hey, Barb, this is Karen. I'm going to be in Jonesboro tomorrow too. So if there's anything that I can pick up for you from this area, bring them down there and I'll pick them up from you there.
Oh, yeah, because I've got a ton of name badges that I can give you.
Okay.
Barb, this is Leanne Talley one more time.
Uh-huh.
Will we have in-person MSP training available sometime in the near future for new members?
The question to that is no. They are going to really push the online BNI University Member Success Program training. Now, again, I kind of march to the beat of my own drum. I think a lot of the face-to-face training is more helpful than being in front of a computer. So if you have several people, we can do what is called in chapter, where instead of you having a regular meeting, we come in and cover the member success program training. We will incorporate in that training where you're still able to do your sales manager moments. but it's going to be more of a let's cover this content versus a standard meeting, if that makes sense.
Okay, so MSP training for chapter versus really a chapter meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So having a Tuesday evening at 5 to 7,
Okay.
any chapter who has people who needs to go, we're not doing those any longer.
Okay. Okay. So basically no more offsite MSP training. You either do it online or we do it in one of our chapter meetings.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And Karen is a certified MSP trainer. Megan can teach the MSP. Selena can teach MSP. We can even get the help of some of our ambassadors. So if you want to ask that of your support director, you can, and they can work it in their schedule. If you have enough people and you want to do the in chapter MSP, we can definitely work around that. But no, we're not going to have the offsite off regular hours. All right, guys, I'm going to open it up one more time. Last call for questions, comments, concerns.
Did I miss where the November 4th next leadership roundtable was?
It should, if you're, okay, are you on the screen? If it not, it's November the 4th at 7:30 a.m.
Got it. Thank you.
What I will do is I will email the information to all of the leaders and you can share it with your chapters. I did send a calendar request to all the vice presidents, secretary treasurers, and presidents.
Oh, I
So
see them now on my computer. Thank you. Yes.
and I did it for the entire year. So you know when the entire year is and you know the topics. So that is set.
Thank you.
All right, guys, if there's nothing else, I'm going to go ahead and close today's meeting. Be sure to log your CEUs and go forth and network and grow your chapters and grow your business and make some money.